Tonight, on a very special episode of Cel Damage.
Will Fazzobo ever fix his audio issues? Will he learn to just speak up a bit?
Nah! We'll just drive around way too fast and blow up everything in sight like we do every week. And don't forget to call in during the show and buy crap that you'll never need. Not available in all states. Cel Damage, tonight at 8.
As a kid with a PS2, there are a few very specific games that are deep-rooted core memories to me. One of these is Cel Damage Overdrive, by developers Pseudo Interactive and published by Playit, released in 2002 in Europe. The game itself is a fighting, racing hybrid, featuring a cast of eclectic characters from a fictional TV show of the same name. You can choose between 3 different game modes: Gate Relay, your typical A to B racing mode; Flag Rally, collecting runaway flags and depositing them to a central point; and Smack Attack, car-to-car combat to reach the max amount of hits on your opponents. The playable characters each have their own unique flair, and it was hard choosing who I wanted to play as the most, because I loved all of the designs and the personality. No! Not you! I can't stand you! You suck! There's the goth girl Violet, the builder BT Bruno, the Satan spawn Cinder, Dominique Trix, this Poindexter prick, Fleming, and my personal favourite, the vaudevillian Foulmouth. There were also 4 unlockable characters, but I didn't realise you can actually play as them, so if you see characters I haven't mentioned, no you didn't. There are 12 total maps in Cel Damage Overdrive, each divided into 4 categories of Western, Jungle, Transylvania, and Space, with a bonus map that is an amalgamation of each. Each map is able to differentiate itself enough while keeping true to their theme, and the music for them had me absolutely grooving. Even down to their own individual flair on the startups. I mean, you've got the extra banjo licks in the Western. The horror-themed maps introduce an organ instead of the typical guitar riff. Space adds the spacey sounds that give me the vibe of a blinking control panel. And of course, the Jungle uses a monkey call as vocals. I mean, come on! So on to the game modes themselves. Granted, there are the 3 different modes, but I suck at the typical races, so we'll ignore Gate Relay for this video. I personally found myself drawn more to Smack Attack, just the classic chaos that I remember the most. Each racer has a basic attack like a skull, hammer or brick, but there are boxes around the map that will have additional weapons from a machine gun, to a grenade, to being a full-on attack helicopter. There are also items specifically for each player, like how Violet gets an RPG, and Dominique gets a crossbow that fires Italian candles. Flag Rally still has the elements of Smack Attack. I mean, there are core mechanics, you can't really escape them, but introduces the addition of these little guys with a great taste in shoes. They run around the map, and it is your task to collect them up and deposit them, getting bonus points for dropping multiple at once, and if you get hit, you lose all the flags you were carrying. If I'm being honest, I'd personally stick to Smack Attack. That's the one I remember the most, and the one that had the more replayability for me. Now, one thing that bugged me when it comes to these game modes, there isn't any kind of scoreboard showing who's pulling away from the pack and how close you are to regaining or extending the lead. All you have to go off is their flashing icon when it's getting down to the wire, or if you're playing locally, a quick glimpse of the opponent's screen before the panic of them beating you starts to dawn and you sit up into gamer posture. On top of that, as much as I enjoy the maps themselves, they can feel quite big, but also empty. What I mean by that is I often found the AIs having little skirmishes off to one side when I respawned on the other side of the map, and had to get over as quickly as I could, by which time they'd inevitably stop fighting. Realistically though, this game is 22 years old, so my critiques are kind of obsolete and irrelevant now. I still enjoy this trip down nostalgia memory lane, but there's only so many times I can whoop these shit. I mean, there's only so many times I can be- Fuck!